Hey guys, I wanted to apologize in advance about the video quality of my remote play on Vita. My internet was acting up, and I mentioned it in my review, but I wanted to apologize ahead of time because God of War looks better than what you're seeing in this review. Thanks for watching, and on to the review. What's up guys, Brett Medlock here, and today I wanted to talk about the amazing, the unforgettable God of War. But not the game itself. I want to talk about how the game plays in remote play on PlayStation Vita. And as you know, these reviews are based purely on how the game plays on Vita, not the actual game itself. I will talk about the game a little bit, probably, but the final review score is not based on God of War. It's based on how it plays in remote play. So let's just jump right in. So one of the things that immediately I thought was really cool is that you don't have to use the back touchpad for anything. You would think that you would have to, but the game uses a light and heavy attack system that's mapped to R1 and R2, but this game, the light attacks are mapped to R1 and the heavy attacks are actually mapped to the touchscreen. And you might be wondering how that works out because you're going to be using the left stick to move around and then the right stick you would have to aim your hit. But honestly, it actually isn't that bad. You can't aim after you go to strike with the touchscreen because obviously your thumb is not on the right stick anymore. But once you line it up and then you attack and then you can jump right back to that stick, it actually works pretty good. Keep in mind, God of War also allows you to use the face buttons for combat, but after using R1 and R2 for combat the whole game, when I jumped onto the Vita, I didn't think it was necessary to turn on the face buttons, and I doubt that you will either, especially if you're jumping back and forth from PS4 to Vita. I doubt you want to change up the whole system, so I think using the R1 and the right bottom touchscreen actually works great. Like I said, there's no back touch at all, and as you know, the PlayStation Vita doesn't have a left stick click, so instead of clicking down the left stick to run, you click down the bottom of the touchscreen on the left. And yes, that's a little awkward because you actually can't use your left thumb to press that side of the screen. You actually have to use one of your fingers on the right to press the side of the screen so you can be pushing forward on the joystick and start running at the same time. Unless you're super fast at it and you like click and move forward, or you can use like your index finger and your thumb at the same time. I don't know, but I just use my right hand. Aside from that, I also want to mention that the video that you're seeing, for some reason, of course, when I went to go shoot this video, my internet was acting up. So there's a lot of like weird like fuzziness, and you're not actually seeing the whole time how crisp this game looks. I want to say that it looks awesome in remote play. Pretty similar to Hellblade, my other PlayStation Vita remote play review. The camera is really close behind Kratos, so you see a nice crispness of his character model, and the world around you just all looks great. I turned up the brightness all the way in God of War when I was playing in remote play, and it just looks awesome. It looks fine either way, but I've found that if you're remote playing, the games just tend to look darker, so I always end up turning up the brightness for most of them. This is one of the best looking games on PS4, or maybe even of all time, so when you're remote playing it to Vita, it still looks amazing. Like I said, the combat can take some getting used to, but I honestly think it's better than using the back touch. I think anytime you can avoid using the back touch controls, it's going to be a better experience. I'm not sure why they just didn't try to implement an R1 and R2 on Vita. I think that was a big mistake. I don't know anybody who likes the touchpad. A few games implemented it cool, but okay, now I'm just going off on a tangent. Anyway, God of War remote play on PlayStation Vita. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I didn't use it during my initial playthrough, but I am using it to go back and collect stuff, do some side quests, all that jazz is fun on the Vita. I love being able to take a game like this around my house wherever I go. If you use subtitles in your games, I recommend that you go into the settings of God of War and change the subtitles to a bigger text. I had them on small when I was playing on my TV, and then when I switched to the Vita, I couldn't read anything, so I made it bigger. That being said, there is some stuff on the maps and stuff that you cannot make bigger. You can zoom in, but you can't really zoom in that far with the map in this game. I'm not sure why. You might be squinting a lot in the pause menus. And lastly, it's kind of hard to see the reticle of your aiming whenever you're trying to throw your axe around. It's pretty small and it kind of blends into the world whenever you're playing on Vita. If you're a fan of the old style God of War with using the face buttons for combat, then you can try that out. But I think this is how the developer intended for it to be. And I think you should just try using their new control scheme. I think it works out great, and I think it works out fine on the PlayStation Vita remote play. There's not much else I can say, except this game is breathtaking. You want to play it on a 4K TV, but after you beat it, you're going to maybe want to play it on your Vita, and I think it works just fine. If you want to check out my full review of God of War for PlayStation 4, I'll put it in the description below, and I will link it at the end of this video. If you want more PlayStation Vita remote play reviews, be sure to let me know in the comments below. I want to do whatever you guys want, just so I can cater to all the people who support this channel. So thanks a lot, guys, and I will talk to you later.